First, I want to say all praise and glory be unto Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem Rachak Wadash, the abundance of the elder apostle, the great millstone, rule well, and have taught his knowledge. Salutations to you, fellow laborers that's doing the work week in and week out. Shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. This is a New York state of emergency. I guess, in this video clip, when I watched it earlier, they were saying that this polio breakout in the water has, caused the New York governor to declare a state of emergency. So I'm gonna just let the clip play and see what this man is fully saying. I didn't watch the whole entire video. I watched half of it maybe. So let's get into it.
Meanwhile, New York has declared a state of emergency over the spread of the polio infections. And this is being done in order to try and cut down the number of infections that have been witnessed in the state in recent weeks. It's also trying to boost vaccination rates in the state amidst further evidence that the virus is now spreading across the state. The polio virus has been detected in sewage samples from 4 different counties in New York and also in the metro areas besides the city itself. The counties happen to be Rockland, Orange, Sullivan and Nassau area. And according to authorities, the wastewater samples from these areas have tested positive for paralytic polio, a poliovirus that can cause paralysis in humans. The state authorities began wastewater surveillance in the month of July after an unvaccinated adult caught polio in Rockland County and suffered from paralysis. That this was the first known instance of the polio infection in a country nearly in a span of a decade. The State Health Department has said that it aims to boost the immunization rates from the current statewide average of just about 79% to almost 90%. The emergency order issued on Friday by Governor Kathy Hochul is the state's third this year. Earlier, the state authorities had issued similar orders to contain the coronavirus and monkeypox outbreak in the state. The declaration of such an order allows emergency medical workers, midwives and pharmacists to join the network of providers who can roll out the polio vaccine to the public.
Really, there's none else to hear. You hear everything you need to know, and then that short part of the news clip. Hey, we're in the end. We're in the end. The latter end of the latter end, if you will. All right, we're in the last days of the last days. All right. This is from Google. I just typed in polio. It says also called poliomyelitis, a virus that may cause paralysis and is easily preventable by the polio vaccine. Polio is, polio is transmitted through contaminated water and food or contact with an infected person. Wow. So, I guess it's contagious, in other words. Just by contact, and then specify, it just said contact. So you probably could be, in the area of an individual and they can breathe on you, you may can catch it. It says, in contact, it doesn't mean, it didn't say physical contact, that you touching, it just said contact. But it can cause paralysis, which, paralysis is when you're paralyzed. And you see from the diagram, it says poliovirus destroys the nerve cells in the spinal cord. And it says causing muscle wasting and paralysis. So, hey, this is something serious, all right, to say the least. Now, what do the scriptures say about, concerning prophecy of what will be going on before our Lord Yahweh Shai will show up? All right, let's get it right. This is the book of St. Matthew chapter 24. And we're going to go down to verse 6. It says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're witnessing, wars, rumors of wars, nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right? Famines, lack of food or food shortage, pestilences is different diseases out here in the world, and earthquakes all over the place from one end of the earth to the other, in different places. We're witnessing that with our very eyes. These are the signs, all right, that were given, all right, that was told by our Lord Yahushua, the Messiah himself. Of when? Right before his second coming. All right. Which he's going to bring the destruction. All right. The second coming, he's going to destroy Edom in the society. But before the destruction come, these plagues are going to hit this place, which are prophetic plagues. All right. And one of them was pestilences. And so we see that pestilence is clearly affecting today's society. It's been ravaging this society for a few years now. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're witnessing the signs from that was told in the past, and they're coming to manifestation before our very eyes. All right, and that's what we watch for. We watch for the prophecies. If you claim to be a man of the Lord, where's our main job? To watch for the prophecies and what? Go and tell the people, prophesying to the people of these plagues that are coming. All right, let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 28:8, it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's the same thing that we're doing. In this video in particular, we're talking about the pestilence, which if you don't know what pestilence is, let's get that. All right, we're going to get that. Let's pull up the blue letter. Definitely pestilence is out here. And you heard in the news clip that the monkeypox, all right, and the icky vicky, and now this polio. All right, this polio disease. So clearly we're in those times of pestilence ravaging society. Let's go and see what the word is for pestilence, or we can see what it means at least. All right, here we go. It's the word pestilence. So the bar, it says pestilence, plague, murrain, cattle disease, cattle plague. Let's go from there. Let's go to the online etymology. Sometimes you have to use different sources to give you a more clearer definition of what a word is. So bear with me as I type it in on the online etymology. There you go. It says pestilence, an infectious or contagious disease, Well, it just said that it was uh, passed by contact. That's contagious. It says any infectious or contagious disease, fatal epidemic, plague, epidemic, plague, an unwholesome atmosphere. Uh, says infected, deadly disease, plague. So that's a deadly disease, man. If you become paralyzed, man, you mess around and you're walking down the street, and all of a sudden you just go you know go out and walk in the middle of the street, and all of a sudden you're paralyzed and hit cars coming. That could be the end of your life. Shut down your nerves and your spinal cord. It attacks your spinal cord and shut down your nerves. I mean, that's serious. All right, that's serious. It's found in the water. Check that out. It's found in the water. So that's in itself. It's telling. These pestilence and the different plagues that are hidden in this society let you know that it's on its way out. You see? And that's what we're witnessing. All right? We're witnessing, all right, the pestilence caused the loss of life for some. All right, let's go to 2nd Esdras 16. It says, 2nd Esdras 16, and let's go to verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, well, another word for pestilence was a plague, right? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So these are things that are sent, all right, and to scourge the people as an amendment. All right. Now, let's get an understanding of amendment. Let's get that. It says betterment, improvement of persons, correction. Yeah, man. A lot of people are dying out here from the different pests that's out in the world. Excuse me. And it's not going to stop. It's going to continue and continue, and it's going to cause the more loss of life. All right, because we're in that time. All right. Hey, Paul spoke to the Israelites at Ephesus, and he told them to be circumspect because what? The days are evil. All right. Let's get that, matter of fact. I don't want to just quote it. I want to get it. Because these days we're living in are just obviously evil. And you can't even get around it. Let me start at 14. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest. And who the ones that sleeping? All right. You Israelites, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You're the one that sleepest. All right. It says, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahweh shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Yeah, evil means bad. These are bad days we're living in. Are they not? Every time you look at the news, evil after evil, bad after bad, same thing. But it all goes along with prophecy. The fact that this polio is out here is all according to a prophecy. Because why? It is a pestilence, a plague. And the Lord said he's going to hit Egypt with plagues as before. It's not talking about the old Egypt. It's talking about new Egypt. Again, so-called America is known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. And these days are evil because the Most High is hitting this place with plagues as before. He hit the old Egypt with plagues, disease, and all that. Hey, same, goes for this Egypt. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So the days are evil, man. And that's why we have to be occupied in prophecy. All right, is this not written? To be occupied in prophecy. All right, let's go to it. Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." So you're supposed to watch for the prophecies, be occupied in prophecy. Just like the Lord told Habakkuk, "Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come." These prophecies are coming to pass, man, whether you like it or not. And they're not going to slack. All right. Matter of fact, let's see if I can remember. I can't remember exactly where that precept is at, but I want to get it. Con. 2nd Ezra 16. I'm sorry. In verse 37, it says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack." Why you think, it's plague after plague when you look around? That's showing you that the plagues or the prophecies concerning the plagues are not slack. All right. It says, verse 38, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." See? Not just right here in Babylon. You look throughout the whole world. It's natural. All these natural disasters, things are going on heavily upon this earth to let you know that we're in the end days, man. It's all kind of wars going on across the globe, rumors of wars, earthquakes across the globe, famines, food shortages, pestilence, the different diseases in many countries. That's showing you that, hey, it's almost that time. All right, Jacob's time of trouble is not far at all. It's really, really nigh, meaning close. You know? And so we as watchers, we watch for the signs, also known as prophecies, to come to pass. All right? And that's why we warn our people. And also we tell the other nations what's coming as well, because going back to Jeremiah 1 and 5, the Most High made Jeremiah a prophet unto the nations. So, hey, the Most High is making sure His word, and every inhabitor that's on this earth is going to know that the Most High Yahweh is the one that's doing it. All right. But for now, I want to say, Lord willing, you are edified. And until the next video, Shalom. And the Baba Shalom, Yasha Allah Bakaya. Shalom, Akim.